Today, we're making big plans in a simple way. Hang on. Hello my friends and welcome to The Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua and I help others make simple changes to create a life of awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let me ask you, it's the third week of January. How are those resolutions treating you? Are you holding strong? Are you staying the course? Or have they kind of fallen by the wayside and you've basically forgotten what you even resolved to do? Or what changes you wanted to implement this year in 2020? Well, if you're like most people, you've forgotten all about them and you have no idea what they even were, or you just said, forget about it, I'll wait till next year. Well, what I have found is one of the main reasons that these changes don't stick is because we don't have a solid plan. You know, it's kind of like going into the grocery store and not having a shopping list. So you go into the grocery store and you're like, whatever you see, you'll buy. And I do this all the time. At least I used to, until I started meal prepping and whatnot. And I have an itemized list of exactly what I need to do or need to get. But you go in the store and just start buying random stuff. Don't check prices, you don't check calories, you don't check carbs. You just kind of throw a bunch of stuff in your cart. And then you walk out and you've spent like $3,000 on a week's worth of groceries. So having a very specific plan can help you move forward in the changes that you want to make. And so we're going to outline exactly what should be in this plan so that you can be successful in those positive changes. And the first thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to focus on one big change that you want to make this year. I want you to be as specific as possible about what exactly that change is. So for me, one of the big changes that I want to make this year is I want to grow my YouTube channel and I want to reach 10,000 people by the end of the year. Wow, that's pretty big. That's pretty monumental. And my YouTube channel has been very slowly growing, and so it's going to take a lot of work. It seems very, very overwhelming. So what exactly does that mean to me? That means that I will have been able to affect 10,000 people. I've been able to spread a message of positivity and inspiration to 10,000 people across the globe. And to me, that brings me so much joy and so much inspiration. And, you know, I'm pumped and excited about doing it. But still, it's 10,000 people. Seems undoable. It seems mind-blowing. When I even think about it, it's staggering. So, what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into smaller, manageable changes. So what can I do on a monthly basis that can help me achieve that goal of 10,000 people? What can I do on a weekly basis that can help me achieve that goal? And break it down even by the day. So now what I'm doing is every morning when I wake up, I create a list of 3 small, little, bite-sized tasks that I can do to help me take a small step forward to achieving that goal of reaching 10,000 people over the course of the next 12 months. Break it down into small pieces. It will help your mind adjust because if you think of a goal and the larger the goal, the more your brain automatically tells you that, I can't do that. And so you'll immediately set yourself up for failure before you even get started. So, but if I tell myself, okay, I need to reduce that down to a daily allowance, a daily goal. I need to, so 10,000 people divided by 365 is somewhere in the ballpark of 300 people a day. So what can I do? And so I've broken that down into a daily goal, and from that I've created small, manageable action steps that I can do every single day. And it needs to be on a schedule. You need to have a specific time every single day that you're working on it. So right now, I am currently working on the YouTube channel for 1 hour every day during the week. And then on the weekends, I'll up that to 2 hours a day so that I can manage other things that need to take place in my life. So I've broken it down into very small increments with very specific small goals in mind. Now, along the way, it's really important to reward yourself. So when I reach at the end of the week my specific targeted goals, my 3 little small goals every single day, if I've gone through and I've actually dedicated the time and accomplished those goals, then I reward myself a little bit. Just a little treat. I might take some time off and go visit a new place that I haven't been to. Just hop in the car, go for a drive, something I enjoy doing. I might take an hour, 2 hours, watch a movie or watch some Netflix, go out, meet new people, whatever the case may be, whatever you find rewarding so that you actually have something to look forward to when you create and when you achieve your goals. Now, unfortunately, we all know that moving towards a goal is never a straight line. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're saving money or weight loss or anything like that. It's never always a step forward. It's usually 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And so that mindset needs to be in place, and that can be accomplished by doing this plan. What happens when you actually do take a step back? Are you gonna get all bummed out and down on yourself and say, oh, this doesn't work, I suck? Or are you going to acknowledge it and recreate those goals, rearrange those goals, redo those small goals so that you can then take 2 steps forward? Because if you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still moving forward. You're still moving towards that larger goal, whatever it may be. Having all of this written down into your plan will help you know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, so that you can be more successful in your pursuit of this ultimate change that you want to make in 2020. Now, I say write it down. This is utterly important. Now, you can type it out and put it on your desktop and forget all about it. That has absolutely no energy. When you actually take the time to take pen to paper, sit down, take a couple of hours, and draft out exactly what you want to do. What exactly does your main change look like? How will it improve your life? What kind of sacrifices will you have to make in order to achieve that change? How much time are you going to dedicate to making that change? So all of these different elements need to go in the plan, and that actually gives it power. It's something you can physically hold in your hand, and that gives you energy and strength and confidence that this is actually achievable. And it gives you motivation because you can look at it every single day. Put it on your nightstand, and every single morning, look over the plan that you've created to make this ultimate change. I was talking to a coworker of mine, and we were we've been talking money a bit in over the past week or so, and I've told him that I've been researching stocks and I'm interested in learning more about the stock market, and I have a background in finance and things like that. And so he's been coming to me, kind of pitching ideas about different stocks and whatnot. And, we've been exchanging ideas. And then he kind of dropped out of the blue that his goal this year was to save $10,000. That's a pretty monumental goal. No matter how you cut it, it doesn't matter how much you make each year, saving $10,000, that's quite a bit of money. And especially if you've never even saved $1,000. It's mind-blowing and almost unobtainable. And so breaking it down and creating this plan on exactly how he's going to achieve this goal is ultimately important. So let's break it down just a little bit. He wants to save $10,000 over the course of the year. So if we break that down into monthly goals, that means he would have to save roughly $834 a month. Wow, that is still a crazy amount, especially when you've got to pay rent and utilities and car payment and insurance and all this other, and groceries and going out and having a little bit of fun. $834. Whoa! So let's break it down a little further. That would come to about $205 a week. Okay, all right. So we've broken it down, and the mind can actually start grasping it at this point. Okay, $205. All right, that's a little more obtainable. $205. That's way more obtainable than $834, and even more obtainable than a whole $10,000. So we broke it down into $205 a week. Okay, how can we break it down even further? Let's see, it would be $28 a day. Okay, so $28 a day. You can hold that in your hot little hand. Is it gonna be easy? Not gonna be easy, especially since, we all like to do those impulse buys. We like to swipe our cards whenever we can and everything like that. And we don't really even pay attention to what's going out of our account. Okay, but it's manageable. It's small. Okay, so we've broken it down. We've created step 2 in breaking down that larger goal. How are we actually going to do it? So, if you're barely getting by on the paycheck that you get every 2 weeks, then you need to come up with something more creative. So what in the world could we do to generate more income so that we at least get $28 a day? Okay, so there's always the second job on the table. I know. The idea of getting a second job it physically makes me nauseous. I mean, we already spend so much time at going to a job, putting in, a third of our lives, slaving away for the man, to get another part-time job. But this goes back to the sacrifices that you will have to make in order to achieve your larger goal. This goal of $10,000 is absolutely obtainable if he's willing to put in the extra effort. So, getting a second job, just a part-time job, at $28 a day, he could work 3 hours. 3 hours a day, and, boom, have that extra $28 a day. Okay, now he works with me, so that means he works 10 hours a day, and now we're working on Saturdays, so that may not be an option for him. We're at almost 60 hours a week, and to add a part-time job on top of that, might be a little strenuous, to say the least. So what else could possibly happen in order for him to achieve this goal? Well, I'm sure, like most other people, there are things around the house that you don't really use. You know, we've all got clothes that we don't wear. We've got, trinkets and electronics and all this other stuff around the house that just kind of sits and gathers dust. Is it possible that he could sell some of his stuff to achieve his larger goal of having $10,000 cash in the bank by the end of the year? That's absolutely possible. And I've heard of many different people who have sold stuff on like Poshmark and Facebook and Craigslist just to clear out the clutter and to earn some extra money. Something else that he could possibly do is to actually create stuff. So we started researching this. So what type of things could he create in order to sell on Etsy? And then he kind of tossed in the idea that he used to do a lot of photography and he likes doing landscape photography and he'd do photography for hotels and things like that. I'm like, great. Something that you're actually interested in doing and is a marketable product. You can actually sell it and you can create it once and sell it over and over and over and over again through prints. You know, you go out and take a cool landscape shot, people would love to hang in their bathroom or wherever, and you can easily sell, a couple hundred of them on Etsy or Facebook or, whatever sites you like to use. You can easily create a product that can be enjoyed by others and line your pockets. Another option that he could do is, something like an MLM. There's another guy at work who approached me the other day with his multi-level marketing, network marketing opportunity. And, I've done it before, and it's a great way to earn extra income. You can literally do the entire thing online. Well, you can do most of it online. You can reach out to people, introduce them to the opportunity, sell products and whatnot. So those are just a couple of ways that he can actually add additional income to reach his goal of $10,000. Now, saving the $10,000. That's the opportunistic word, because we can make money all day long. If we're just spending it willy-nilly, then we're not actually saving anything and we're not reaching our goals. So this goes back to the sacrifices that need to be in the plan that we're creating so that we can live this life of awesome and create and succeed at that change that we want to make for this year. So what are things that he might have to give up? Well, he is an addict when it comes to going to the vending machine. On every single break, even in between breaks, he'll go to the vending machine, slip in his card, get a soda, get chips, get candy, all this other stuff. I'll also see him come in with his stuff, which means he stops by the gas station and does this. These are little purchases that we don't think of that add up to a huge amount of money. And I'm willing to bet if he actually tracked how much he spends on junk food alone, he might get pretty close to that 10 or at least a couple $1,000s by the end of the year. Other things that he could do is when he actually does go out, use sites like Groupon or, different cities have sites about free events, discounted events, and things like that. And any money that he actually saves, whatever the difference is from what he would have spent and what he actually spent with the discounts, should go into that account so he can keep pouring money into that account to ultimately reach his goal of $10,000 by the end of the year. So my friends, the lesson for this video is create a specific plan about that one big change that you want to create this year. Make it as specific as possible. Write it down and then share it. but this is mine. It's a secret. I don't want anyone to know I'm actually going to try and do something. Forget that. Forget that. Do you know what happens when you actually share it with someone? Someone you trust, someone you're confident in, can actually talk with, and who is there for you to become like an accountability partner. When you actually speak it out loud to someone else, in stone. It needs to happen. That is how you are going to create that monumental change by making small, simple changes in your life this year. My friends, I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please make sure to share it. Also, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified each time I create a video. Give this video a big old thumbs up and comment down below. I would love to know what one big change you have made a plan for this year. Thank you, my friends. Take care.